किड्यान सपनों की उड़ान।
A Tale of a Princess. Once upon a time, there was a princess. She was very beautiful. Everyone talked about her beauty. Many poets wrote poems and sonnets about her beauty, and artists filled galleries with sculptures and paintings about her flawless beauty. The princess was as wise as she was beautiful. She had been raised to be a fair and just ruler. With time, the safety and happiness of her people became her only concern. One day, a prince arrived at the kingdom to court the princess. The two spent hours, days, and even weeks together.
This is my favorite place, Princess.
It's lovely. Oh, look at that little fish.
Oh! Hey, little fish.
I love fish.
I love fish too.
The princess had fallen in love with the charming prince. Once, the prince took his princess to a shady meadow, which was at the edge of the woods. He asked the princess to prove her love by picking the rarest flower for him. The flower was scarlet rose, which only grows in deep woods. The princess entered the woods to search for the scarlet rose. She loved the prince and wanted to prove this to him. She searched it for hours and thought she might not find it. Just then, she stumbled upon a scarlet rose. But as soon as the princess touched the flower, she fell asleep. The prince suddenly appeared and stole everything that princess had. He was not a prince, he was a thief who acted like a prince and did friendship with the princess for her money. He took the jewelry and left the princess alone in the woods. When, till late night, princess didn't return to the palace, the king got worried about his daughter. He sent his men everywhere to find her, but they could not find her anywhere. Months later, the king found his daughter deep in the woods, covered in vine. He tried to wake her up, but couldn't. The king grieved over his beautiful girl. He called the advisors who decided to take her back to the castle. The advisors discovered that she had touched a scarlet rose, which poisoned her and sent her to the coma. The king tried every possible measure and potion to awaken her, but nothing helped her. The advisors suggested that the king let the poison run its course. The king went back to work and one day heard about a man who became rich overnight. It was the same man who had betrayed the princess. The king arrested him and put him in jail. The king announced that any man who wishes to marry the princess must visit her every day until she awakens. Hearing the king's announcement, many suitors came to ask for the prince's hand, but the princess remained as she was. Years passed and the beauty of the princess faded. Even the prince who waited grew older and wearier, waiting for their beloved princess to awaken. All the suitors left except for one knight. The knight came every day to visit the princess and didn't miss a single day. He came in winters, summers, rain and storm. One day, the princess woke up to find a knight sitting beside her. The knight then explained her about the entire incident, about Scarlet Rose and how she was poisoned, her father's grief and his announcement for the suitors to visit her every day. Princess broke in tears after listening to the story. She was moved by Knight's gesture. He told her that he had always loved her. He served the king and wanted to serve her one day. The king was happy to see her princess healthy again.
Beautiful. Look at this. My God, that's nice.
Thank you. Thanks, Dad. I love you.
Out of joy, the father encouraged the daughter to ask her for anything that she desired. The princess asked her dad to let the knight join her on the court, not as a knight, but as her husband. The king happily agreed and announced their marriage to the entire kingdom.